Sovereignty isn't what you think it is. You might believe your country's in charge, that your government makes the big decisions. But what if I told you that corporations, hackers, and global crises have more power than borders ever could? If your nation's independence is just a well-maintained illusion, then who's really in control? Today we're diving into the modern world of sovereignty, where lines on a map mean less and unseen forces shape your future. Alright, let's rewind. The whole idea of a nation-state, this concept that a group of people with a shared culture, language, or history should have their own territory and government, is actually pretty new. For most of history, power was controlled by empires, kings, and popes. That changed in 1648 with the Treaty of Westphalia, which basically told outside powers to mind their own business and let each state govern itself. That's where sovereignty, the idea that a country has the ultimate say over what happens inside its borders, was born. But here's where things get messy. Sovereignty comes in different flavors. There's internal sovereignty, a country controlling itself, and external sovereignty, other countries recognizing it as legit. And then there's de jure versus de facto sovereignty. Basically, whether a state is officially recognized versus whether it can actually function. That's why places like Taiwan and Kosovo exist in a weird gray area, operating independently but not universally recognized. Now, if sovereignty is the backbone of geopolitics, you'd think it'd be ironclad, right? Companies like Apple or Shell can have more economic influence than entire nations. The European Union forces countries to share decision-making. And let's not forget cyber warfare, where countries and rogue hackers can disrupt elections, leak secrets, and cripple infrastructure, all without stepping a foot across a border. Sovereignty isn't just about tanks and treaties anymore. It's about who controls information, technology, and resources. And speaking of resources, climate change is sovereignty's ultimate nightmare. Some nations resist international agreements like the Paris Climate Accord, arguing that restrictions on industry infringe on their sovereignty. Meanwhile, small island nations literally face extinction if big polluters don't cooperate. It's a geopolitical paradox. How do you protect national independence in a world where no crisis stays local? So what happens next? Others believe sovereignty will just evolve to keep up with modern threats. The rise of nationalism suggests people still cling to the idea that their country, not corporations, not international organizations, should have the final say. Either way, sovereignty is shifting, and the rules of global power are changing faster than ever. So what do you think? Will sovereignty survive, or is it becoming a relic of the past? Let's discuss in the comments. If you enjoyed this, don't forget to subscribe, take care of yourselves, take care of your loved ones, and I'll see you in the next video.